Welcome to this video where we'll explore how to protect an admin web page using load balancing in Google Cloud. We'll look at two effective methods to secure your web application. Let's start by imagining our setup. We have a simple web application running on a virtual machine, or VM, instance in Google Cloud. This VM uses only an internal IP address, which means it doesn't have direct access to or from the public internet. Instead, we use a load balancer to make our web application available to users. If you visit the IP address of our application, you'll see a basic landing page. This is just a default Apache web server page, but we've added two important things: a 404 error page and an admin.php page. The admin.php page is crucial because it's meant to be our login page. We don't want this page to be fully public, even if it requires admin login details. Why? Because if it's open to the internet, hackers might try to guess the password using dictionary attacks or brute force attacks. These are ways of trying many passwords very quickly to break into the system. So our goal is to protect this admin.php page. We want to make it not visible or accessible to the general public. This is a good security practice. Before we begin, if you haven't set up your web application yet, don't worry. We have many other videos that show you how to create a private web application behind a secure load balancer. You might want to watch those first if you're just starting out. Now, let's talk about our two methods for protecting the admin page. The first method uses the load balancer itself, and the second uses a tool called Cloud Armor. Both are powerful ways to improve your application security. Let's start with the load balancer method. We're using a global HTTP load balancer, which is a fancy name for a system that can direct internet traffic to our application from anywhere in the world. Even though our VM is in one specific place, User Central 1, the load balancer works globally. This global reach is optional but can make your application faster and more reliable for users around the world. The key idea is to stop potentially harmful traffic at the load balancer level before it even reaches our application. This is smart because it protects all the edge locations where our load balancer operates. Since our compute engine instance is private, there's no backdoor for attackers to get in. Let's begin by changing our load balancer settings. Right now, it's set up simply to send all traffic to our web application. We're going to make it more sophisticated using what's called host and path rules. We'll start with a basic default route and then add a custom route for all hosts. This custom route will use a special rule written in a format similar to YAML, which is a way to write configuration settings. Now let's get into the details of setting up this custom route. Our goal is to redirect any requests for the admin.php page to a different page, specifically our 404 error page. This way, if someone tries to access the admin page directly, they'll just see a page not found error instead. Here's how we set this up. First, we keep our web application as the default backend. This means most traffic will still go to our regular website as usual. Then we add a new rule. This rule says if someone tries to access the admin.php, don't send them to the real admin page. Instead, show them the 404.html page. In technical terms, we're using the same service, our web application, but we're rewriting the path. When the load balancer sees a request for admin.php, it changes that request to 404.html before sending it to our server. It's important to be careful when setting this up. Make sure you copy the configuration you're working on just in case something goes wrong. That way you can easily start over without losing your work. After we make these changes, we need to wait a few minutes. The new rules need time to spread to all parts of the load balancer system. This is called propagation. Let's test our changes. We'll try to access our website's main page, the 404 page, and then the admin.php page. The main page and 404 page should work normally. But when we try to access admin.php after a few refreshes, we should see the 404 error page instead. This means our protection is working. Now let's talk about the second method of protection, using Cloud Armor. Cloud Armor is like a security guard for your web application. It can do simple things like blocking access to certain pages, but it can also protect against more complex attacks like distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks. To use CloudArmor, we first need to reset our load balancer to its original simple routing. This means we're temporarily removing the protection we just set up, so our admin.php page is exposed again. Don't worry, we'll fix this with CloudArmor. First, we create a new network policy. This is a set of rules that decide what traffic is allowed or blocked. Our default rule will be to allow all traffic. This is like saying, let everyone in unless we have a specific reason to stop them. Then we add a special rule with higher priority. This rule will say, if someone tries to access admin.php, don't let them in. We set this rule to deny access, which means it will block any requests to admin.php. Instead of showing a forbidden message, we'll show a not found message. This gives less information to potential attackers. After we set up this CloudArmor policy, we attach it to our load balancer. Just like before, we need to wait a little while for the changes to take effect. Once it's working, when we try to access admin.php, we should see the not found error, just like with our first method. But now this protection is coming from CloudArmor instead of the load balancer rules. CloudArmor has some advantages over the load balancer method we used earlier. It's more flexible and powerful, offering many more options for protecting your web application. Let's introduce some of those features. When you're in the CloudArmor settings, you'll see an advanced mode. This mode gives you access to a special language for writing security rules. With this language, you can create very specific rules based on things like IP addresses or ranges, request properties, and common attack patterns. This flexibility means you can create a security system that's tailored to your specific needs. For example, you could block access to your admin page from all countries except the one where your office is located. Thank you for watching until the end, and if you'd like to support the channel, consider checking out our new design tool via the free trial link in the video description. Then let us know what you think. We'll keep an eye on the comment section for any questions and remind you to please enjoy responsibly.